We are discussing supply chain digital transformation with Rafael Vazquez, Global Customer Success Leader for Coupa Supply Chain Solutions, who will speak about this topic at SCTECH 2024. Rafael, what can SCTECH 2024 attendees expect to learn from your presentation?
I think it's a pretty broad topic when we talk about digital transformation in supply chain. But really the angle that I want to put into my particular session, it's what is beyond the technology, right? Like what is needed to actually achieve a successful digital transformation. I have been doing this personally for many, many years. Let me share some of the lessons learned, regardless of the technology, of other companies, other organizations, maybe in similar industries, of what they have been going through, what are the key elements that you need to prepare, where to look at, what to prioritize, what to evaluate. It's going to be also a very valuable session just to benchmark, we went through that same pain, or we had, something different. And I think we're going to get into the next stage of, collaboration and more interconnected supply chains. So I really want to foster, that kind of community knowledge and experience. We will go over, first some of the benefits, like why we should invest time and resources into this, but also kind of what are the requirements companies should have prior embarking into this type of journeys. The importance of data, how they treat data, how they trust in their own data, how are they structured to start, using data to make better and faster decisions. And then the strategy or what's the vision, right? Like making sure we're just not falling for the hype again, right? But, we're trying to do this, or we want to do this because this will get us closer to our vision, or this is part of our strategy on how the business is evolving.
It sounds great. I'm sure many SCTECH 2024 attendees would like to gain insight from years of real-world digital transformation journeys. That's a great takeaway.
The second important takeaway, which is, okay, what's the return on investments on all these projects? Because we have also seen, those cases where we invest, maybe we bring, the state-of-the-art technology in-house, and then maybe either the strategy, the vision wasn't aligned, and the companies end up not realizing that value and unable to use what they paid for. So I think that's the principle of what do we want to do, how we transform that data, what's the priority, and how we, once it's clean, it's available, it's democratized for everyone, talking about the data, how we make sure that the business is actually realizing the value and making the right decisions. And that's why it's not only about the technology. There are many technologies. It could be anything supported by processes and people and strategy.
The pace at which technology has evolved in the last few years is challenging and can be overwhelming for many supply chain managers worldwide. And it seems that the speed at which technology moves is expanding the gap between leaders, followers, and laggards. What are your thoughts on this?
I totally agree that the gaps will continue to expand as more companies jump into the boat and maybe less companies keep their current strategies. I definitely see the turning point with the pandemic. I feel like prior to the pandemic, we have both sides, like some companies feeling that they weren't, ready for it, or they weren't investing this type of technologies and trends. And some others that, to your point, were the leaders. Maybe they had that vision of, I know technology, where technology can take me, what are the advantages. And after the pandemic, I think that the pandemic was so hard for many industries that was kind of an eye-opening experience, and everyone realized that technology can help us maybe, not prevent 100% of the impacts of those disruptions, but can definitely prepare us better than trying to react without having the technology, having the visibility, the capability to look at the business end to end and make the right decisions. But also, I have seen a consistent trend after the pandemic on how all the companies, the public in general, is definitely more aware of supply chain and the disruptions and how that actually affects the individuals, us, everyone, right, as consumers. So that's definitely, that keeps fueling the need of technology and at the same time, keeping the same objectives of being profitable, being sustainable. I feel like as we go, we keep adding more variables. We keep pushing and putting more pressure on supply chains in general. And that's the pressure that all those supply chain managers out there really feel, right? Sometimes their enterprises, their data is not ready yet. So they need to work on that. They might be going through a transition from some of these legacy systems. I want to be in the cloud. I want to, kind of take that step forward. And sometimes they don't know where to begin. So that is going to be, one of the key takeaways I want to have in the session is where do I start and how I can prioritize if I'm not ready, like where can I prioritize or what are the areas I should look at before embarking into this journey.
Thank you very much, Rafael. We look forward to your presentation at SCTECH 2024. If you want to attend, please register at sctechshow.com.